get things started. Velus Jones is back deep for the Chicago Bears. On a 33-degree afternoon, not much wind. Final regular season game, and we are underway here in Chicago. Taken at the goal line by Jones. Jones out across the 20 to the 21-yard line as Nathan Peterman leads the Bears offense out onto the field. Starting for Justin Fields today. It's his 5th NFL start. The first 4, Jonathan, came with Buffalo back in 2017 and 18.
And it'll be very interesting to see how offensive coordinator Luke Getsy calls this game. Number 1 in the NFL in rushing offense. A lot of that also had to do with Justin Fields. He's not playing, so let's see how they make up for that production.
Peterman looking to throw on first down. Pass was deflected and then caught out at the 25-yard line by Equanimeous St. Brown for a gain of 4. As the Bears go up against the 31st ranked defense. You mentioned the Bears first in rushing this season.
And you've had David Montgomery. When we talk about production, he's one of the really underrated running backs in the NFL. Head coach Matt Eberflus, he said that this guy exemplifies what he's looking to build as far as a culture. Humble, very detailed, works extremely hard. Everything you want in a running back.
Second down and 6. Khalil Herbert takes the toss from Peterman. Herbert out across the 30. Stopped about a yard shy of a first down as we check out the Vikings defense.
Yeah, this defense you talked about, 31st in points, 31st in passing. But you have some veterans that are really good, and Eric Kendricks is one of the veterans on that team, on the defense. They understand, look, it's not always about stats. It's about wins and losses. And when they need to step up, they have done so, led by that linebacker, Eric Kendricks, who does a really good job in the middle.
As Shannon mentioned, Vikings without Harrison Smith.
Easy, can.
Darius Smith. Cameron Dantzler. On 3rd down and 1. The Vikings defense coming up big as Eric Kendricks was the initial Viking, and then Danielle Hunter wrapped up David Montgomery.
Yeah, led by Danielle Hunter and Eric Kendricks. As I mentioned, when they need to make the stops, they'll get it done. This is a 3rd and short going against the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL, and the 2 veterans get in the backfield, make a tremendous stop, and that's the way to get some confidence defensively. When you're looking to take this into the postseason, those stops let you know that you can do it every time.
Jalen Reagor is deep. Trenton Gill waiting back at his 15-yard line. Reagor lets it bounce. And it's down at the 27. The 12-4 Minnesota Vikings led out onto the field by Kirk Cousins as we take our first look at the Vikings offense.
Kirk Cousins having a phenomenal season, obviously helped by Justin Jefferson, but he's really done a lot to take more of that offense on his shoulders, right? He makes a lot of checks at the line of scrimmage. He takes his time. He waits for the guys to get open. He anticipates when it's time. And, you know, the best example was looking back at that 33-point comeback against the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, that was just a phenomenal job, both the coaching and execution of Kirk Cousins in that offense.
As Shannon referenced, working with Chris Reed, making his first start at center. On the toss, Dalvin Cook. And he loses a couple. Justin Jones makes the tackle. So, shuffled offensive line with a couple of centers out. Oli Udoh makes the start over at right tackle.
And they're going to need to have that offensive line well-oiled and ready to go for Dalvin Cook in the postseason. Dalvin Cook has been one of the best running backs in the NFL for quite some time. This is the first time we're actually seeing him healthy throughout the season. Has over 1,000 yards rushing. He is explosive at that running back position.
Catch made and then taken out to the 30 by Justin Jefferson, his league-leading 125th reception this season. So a 3rd down and 7 coming up against the 28th ranked Bears defensive unit.
And you watch the Bears defensively, statistically it doesn't look good. But when you look at some of the young guys they have, in particular Jaquan Brisker, who's done a great job at that rookie position as a safety at that position. He's done a really good job being physical, and he's another one that Matt Eberflus pointed out, saying he exemplifies what we want to have moving forward.
Bunch formation to the left side for Minnesota, 3rd down and 7. As Cousins was about to get hit, fires wide open, K.J. Osborne. Osborne inside the 10, forced out of bounds at the 5 by Elijah Hicks.
Osborne is sitting in the front of this bunch, and what he does is wait for everything to sort out in this man coverage, and as they're trying to put pressure on Kirk Cousins, they drop Osborne into man coverage. Elijah Hicks is the safety, only one back there, able to finally stop him from getting a touchdown. Nice design.
66 yards, longest pass play of the season for the Vikings, and the longest reception of Osborne's career.
Where's your hood?
1st and goal, 4-yard line, fake to Cook. Cousins, end zone, touchdown, Adam Thielen.
And what a start for the Vikings offense. They're stealing. You bunch them all in. You think that they're going to block. Dalvin Cook in the backfield. And as soon as they take their eyes off of that, looking at Dalvin Cook, thinking he's getting the ball, Thielen's running right behind them for the easy touchdown.
8th touchdown allowed on an opening drive by the Bears. Defense, most in the NFL. The extra point is no good. Wide to the right. After the 66-yard pass to K.J. Osborne, Cousins finds Thielen. Man on the left, K.J. Osborne.
And they're all celebrating, all the wide receivers doing the great. There's Justin Jefferson just as happy for Adam Thielen to get that passing touchdown. And you can see they're all having fun on the bench. And that's what you like to see, right? They're fighting. They got beat up in the media, beat down over in Green Bay. They come back, and they're all ready to go. With a big pass, 66 yards to Osborne. Kirk Cousins stands tall in the pocket, then finds Thielen for that touchdown. That's a very, very resilient team, and you can see why they've won so many games.
Lost to the Packers 41-17 last week. There's Jones on the return for the Bears. Turns the corner. Bayless Jones out across the 30. And knocked out of bounds around the 35-yard line. So a nice return by Jones of 27 yards, setting up good field position for Nathan Peterman and the Bears, who went 3 and out on their first possession.
Yeah, they're going to have to adjust to no Justin Fields because they got a lot of their runs with the zone reads, and that would give the option for the quarterback and Justin Fields to run the football. Defenses had to respect that. They don't have to respect Peterman.
Play fake to Montgomery, and now Peterman does take off and is out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Gain of 6. Justin Fields, of course, rushed for over 1,000 yards this season. Second highest total by a quarterback in NFL history, behind only Lamar Jackson from 2019.
Right, so it's always not just him running. Obviously, he was very productive, but it's also defensively. How do you scheme for that, right? 7.14 rush average, highest in NFL history. You have to think as a defensive coordinator, you're always losing a defender in the running game because the quarterback is so good.
Second down and 4, fake to Montgomery. Peterman firing downfield. There is a flag, and the catch is made in Vikings territory by Jones. 37-yard pass play. Brad Allen, our referee today.
Illegal contact. Defense, number 7. The penalty decline. The result of the play is a first down.
This is a nice double move. As soon as he tries to get to the outside, that contact by Patrick Peterson, they're going to call that every time. You definitely can't put your hands on him that late in the route. And I love the way Velus Jones adjusts back to the football. Wasn't the best thrown football, but that was really good of him to make the quarterback right.
Rookie out of Tennessee, 7th reception this season for Jones. And now Peterman to the outside, out of bounds. Peterman took a hit from Dalvin Tomlinson. Pass was intended for Chase Claypool.
Dalvin Tomlinson, he's working on Larry Borum, who's now their 3rd right guard. They moved him over there because of all the injuries. Beats him on the inside and gets some good pressure on Nathan Peterman.
Second and 10 for Chicago. Montgomery in the backfield along with the fullback, Blasingame.
319, ready not! Look at the end!
Here's Montgomery, Blasingame leading the way, pushing the pile.
Not much doing.
Harrison Phillips, first Viking in on the stop. A look at the numbers this season for the Bears. Leading the league, 181 yards per game on the ground. They run it 57% of the time, an average 5.5 yards per carry.
Yeah, they went from good to great. There's Luke Getz, the offensive coordinator. After the bye, they really started to design the runs for Justin Fields. And as soon as they did that, that's when the rushing game really took off.
3rd down and 6. Pressure on Peterman. Down he goes. Danielle Hunter came into this game with 10.5 sacks, along with Patrick Jones.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter, he's just going to blow right by Riley Reif. Again, these are some of the backups that they're using, but Danielle Hunter, always known for his speed, and actually surprised Riley Reif set back so far. He should have just tried to jam him early, stop that speed, but Danielle Hunter blew right by him for the sack. And Kenny, they're going to go for it on 4th down. I mean, hey, what do they have to lose at this point, right? Let's go for it. Be aggressive.
Instead of attempting a 52-yard field goal. Play clock winding down. And they did not get the snap off in time.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
We head to a game break. Carissa Thompson.
Thank you, Kenny, and you couldn't script a better way for the Buffalo Bills to start their game. Naheem Hines, 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. You know DeMar Hamlin is watching this game, smiling as his boys are up 7-0. Kenny?
Incredible. Thanks, Carissa.
Really is. Really, really is. And the Patriots are actually in a win and in situation. So It's not like they're just going to have a letdown and rest their starters. They have to win this game.
If they don't,
they got Irv Smith back off of IR, and I love to see how they're going to utilize him and TJ Hawkinson.
Smith was in on the first play on the last series. Here's Dalvin Cook out to the 17-yard line. Morrow made the tackle, a gain of 3. Cook over 1,000 yards for the 4th consecutive season.
Dalvin Cook, he is definitely something special. We've called many of his games, seen him break for 30, 40, 50-yard runs. Super fast, very smooth. Doesn't get enough credit for how physical he is. He likes running between the tackles. Doesn't shy away from contact.
2nd down and 7. Play fake to Cook. Pass caught by the fullback, C.J. Ham. His 7th reception this season. And Ham picks up a Minnesota 1st down.
That's a nice job in the play action. This is where you want the offense to really get into rhythm. When you have a play action pass going, that lets you know that the running game is going to start working as well. C.J. Ham, known for his blocking, gets out there. Nice job in the passing game.
On 1st down, play action again. And the pass caught by Justin Jefferson in Bears territory for another Vikings 1st down.
2nd time in a row, another play action. Everyone is keyed in on Dalvin Cook. That's a good job. Kevin O'Connell making sure that they start to suck in seam, and then Justin Jefferson gets open for it.
Jefferson sets an NFL record. Most receptions first 3 seasons. As we take a look at Cousins On play action this season, Jefferson breaks the record set by Michael Thomas of the Saints. Here's Cook. Cook up the middle. Another first down. Shannon.
Dalvin Cook was such a good mood down here during warm-ups. I heard him say the word playoffs a few times. I actually walked up to him and said, hey, how about that 1,000-yard season you got? He said, how about that? He's definitely looking forward to the postseason. He says he is feeling good. Made it through the entire year this season. A great year for Dalvin Cook.
Certainly has been. Thanks, Shannon. By the way, Cousins has started this game 5 for 5. He completed his first 17 pass attempts the last time these teams met. Here's Cook. Inside the 25, couple of flags have been thrown. Most 1,000-yard rushing seasons in Vikings history. Adrian Peterson leading the way. Our colleague, Robert Smith.
That's right.
And the great Chuck Foreman.
And this is what they wanted from Dalvin Cook, right? When they drafted him second round, they expected that he was going to be the feature back. Had some injuries, but they can always see the talent has been there. And Kevin O'Connell and this staff did a great job of, frankly, protecting him, right, from having one of those 6-7 game loss injuries. This season's been really good for him. And Kevin O'Connell right there done a good job of spreading the wealth, right? Justin Jefferson's been awesome. TJ Hockenson gets in. Dalvin Cook has had his production. Of course, Kirk Cousins, phenomenal year.
Hockenson committed the holding penalty, erasing that last run by Cook. First down and 17 on the first incompletion thrown by Cousins today. Looking for Jefferson.
And he had him, too. Oh, man, look how close this was. Nice protection in the pocket. Just a little too high for Justin Jefferson. And I'm going to go back to mentioning being in the pocket. Chris Reed has really held his own so far. And that's what they're really looking for. Can Chris Reed handle the run game, handle the pass protections? As a center, you have to identify the defenses. You have to tell the offensive line where to slide. There's Alan Williams, defensive coordinator. He's trying to put pressure on Chris Reed, that new center. He has to find a way to get home on Kirk Cousins.
Second down and 17. On the toss, it's Cook. Oh, it's a ball. And the Bears have recovered. Knocked out by Harrison Hand. So the Vikings turn it over late in the first quarter. Watch number 30, the hand of Harrison Hand. And then Joe Thomas on the recovery.
With Alvin Kamara, that's not good company to be in. As much as we talk about how good of a running back he is, he has to know and understand, get two hands on the football when you're about to get in traffic. You may lose some yards. You're not as shifty when you have two hands on the football, but you won't fumble it. I know that much.
Second down and 7. Toss. Herbert again. First down and more. Khalil Herbert finally knocked out of bounds. New set of downs for Chicago. Gain of 13.
This is nice blocking on the outside. You're going to see the Vikings are in some sort of stunt inside, but you see how they get the corner. That's the number one thing for defense, and you don't want to lose your edge. The Bears did a great job of finding a way to get the corner and get some nice yards for Khalil Herbert.
Good. 319, good touch.
On first down, Herbert down to the backfield. Odobewu coming up to make the stop, the rookie out of Minnesota.
That was a very nice play, getting off the blocks. Watch how he just goes, sheds the offensive lineman. Bam, gets right there in the backfield. That's a nice job. There's Ed Donatel, defensive coordinator, and he had a great comment for people talking about, oh, your defense gives us too many yards. He says, we still win. They don't put points on the board.
Second down and 11. Wide open was Dante Pettis. Picks up the Bears' first down.
That's the first quarter defense, 5 points allowed, most in the NFL. Still find a way to win the games, and you can tell when you're 12-4, clearly it's not all about the stats. It's about what you do in the red zone. It's how you finish the games. That's what the Vikings have done. They have a lot of very, very good veterans that know you don't have to go with the highs and lows of a game. Stay the course, find a way to win at the end, and that's what they've done all season long.
From the 43 on first down as Peterman swings it out, and it's off the hands of Khalil Herbert. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Bears looking to capitalize on the Vikings turnover.
Yeah, and I'm liking what offensive coordinator Luke Getsy is doing with Nathan Peterman, how quickly he wants him to get the ball out of his hands. They've really been trying to attack the edges. Now, the Vikings have had a couple tackle for losses up the gut, up in the middle. You still have to test them there and then work the way to the outside, which is what they've done so far for the Bears offense.
2nd and 10. It's Herbert. Over to the 40-yard line. DJ Wana made the tackle.
Now Patrick Jones is coming in. Odomewu's coming in. Speed package is coming in for the Vikings defense. Bears trying to go quickly. If you don't catch him off guard, at least catch him in a basic defense. That will help out Nathan Peterman.
3rd down and 7. Peterman was under pressure from Daniil Hunter. And then he throws it away.
Kenny, it might be a long day for Riley Reif at that tackle position going against Daniil Hunter. He's going to now do a bull rush. We talked about his speed. All of a sudden, he's going to go. He gets on the edge of Riley Reif, gets Nathan Peterman out of the pocket. You do that, I mean, the play is as good as done, right? He doesn't get the stat for a sack. DJ Wanham gets the last bit of pressure, but that's as good as getting a sack, getting that quarterback out of the pocket, forcing the incompletion.
Bears leave the offense out on the field. 4th down and 7 from the Vikings 40. 3 receivers set. Peterman over the middle. It's caught by Pettis. He's close on the 2nd effort.
Oh, this is going to be really interesting. There was one official ready to mark it short, had not noticed the 2nd effort. And then the other official from the other side started to move up a little bit, a couple inches after that 2nd effort. Up, there it is. Didn't get it.
Vikings offense heads back onto the field. Late first quarter in Chicago. One more look. Peterman to Pettis. The sideline.
And Dalvin Cook, when you watch at the end of this run, he goes, he makes the cutback, nothing unusual. When he lands, Johnny Munt lands on top of him, and it's like his knees clack together. And then ever since then, he just hasn't been himself. He's been on the sideline trying to jog it off. See both his knees land, and then Johnny Munt lands on top of him afterwards. And ever since then, you know, he's been going back and forth. The good thing, though, is that they haven't taken him into the blue tent. He's just been on the sideline trying to run it off and work it off.
Cousins complete. Hawkinson.
Oh, nice play, Hawkinson.
Excellent 2nd effort out to the 49-yard line. And the Pro Bowler Hawkinson picks up 16 at a Vikings 1st down.
And then as soon as I say it, Kenny, they take him over, set up the blue tent, take him inside there and check him out. Well, I know Vikings fans don't want to see that heading into the playoffs. I really hope that he's going to be okay. Even if he doesn't come back today, just be good enough for next week and the following weeks.
So Alexander Madison remains on the field. Top of your screen, split out wide to the left.
Yeah.
As the Vikings empty the backfield. On 1st down, Cousins throws near side. C.J. Ham, his 2nd catch. And the fullback has another Minnesota 1st down. Gain of 11.
Left side of the line, just watch everyone on the offensive line, how they're doing. This is empty personnel. This means there's absolutely no help from a tight end or a running back. And you can see Christian Darrisaw, who's had a phenomenal season, letting Kirk Cousins find time, sit in the pocket, find the right guy. when you're assessing your team, this is what Kevin O'Connell is looking for going into next week.
From the 40, here's Madison up the middle. Alexander Madison picks up another Minnesota first down. To the Bears 29. So the Vikings currently in the number 3 spot in the NFC. If the Vikings win and the 49ers lose their game to the Arizona Cardinals, Minnesota would move up to number 2.
Right. It's still important. You don't get the bye, obviously, but to be able to say we're guaranteed 2 home games so long as we win that first one, that is huge.
The 3 seed will face the New York Giants. They are locked in at number 6 as Thielen takes it down to the 25-yard line.
That's part of the reason why you see the starters playing today. They want to make sure that, look, we can lock up this 2 seed or hopefully lock up this 2 seed. You know, that's really important for us, as well as that tough loss the prior week. We couldn't just let all the starters rest and think it's okay. Bounce back, come in mentally prepared, physically prepared on your way to the playoffs.
Right, Vikings need to win this game and then root for Arizona. Second down and 6. The fake to Madison. Cousins steps up and then throws it away. Under pressure from Armand Watts, the former Viking.
Armand Watts does a really good job of getting penetration. He's going to be lined up against Chris Reed, and you're going to see the play action. They start to slide that way a little bit quicker than Chris Reed on that play. Nice job really disrupting Kirk Cousins in the play action, because we said Kirk Cousins, play action, he's been lights out. You're going to need pressure from a guy like Armand Watts to continue to disrupt that.
Third down and 6. On the slant, it is Osborne. K.J. Osborne, who had that big play earlier, the 66-yard reception leading to the Vikings touchdown. And Minnesota moves the chains once again.
K.J. Osborne's been a really, really good number 3. And I remember calling one of the games earlier in the season, and Adam Thielen was the one telling Kirk Cousins when K.J. Osborne was a rookie and they were in OTAs. He said, hey, I'm telling you, that's going to be our guy in the future moving forward. Kirk Cousins didn't believe it. It wasn't until training camp that he realized K.J. Osborne, there's something to him, and he's been playing really well for him.
Cousins on first down, sets, throws over the top. It's Irv Smith in his return, his first game since late October. So Smith goes down. They trade for Hawkinson, and Hawkinson's headed to the Pro Bowl. Now they have Smith back for a postseason run.
They get the spoils of all the riches with Irv Smith coming back and Hawkinson already a Pro Bowler. I honestly don't know how you're going to defend that, because if you try to take away one of them, let's not forget you got those 2 monsters on the outside in Thielen and Justin Jefferson. So we talk about Kevin O'Connell. It's like a kid in a candy store with all this talent.
10th play of the drive, it's Madison. On 2nd and 2, Madison picks up a Vikings first down. So Minnesota looking to add to their lead without Dalvin Cook. As we saw, went into the medical tent. First and goal for the Vikings from the Bears' 7-yard line.
All season long, they've been really good in the red zone, 8th in the NFL, red zone TD percentage. All the talent that they have. Talked about the balance of run pass and all the receivers.
How about that note? They run 20 plays and picked up 10 first downs. Madison works his way down to the 1-yard line. Took a hit from Elijah Hicks.
That was I don't know if he took the hit or he delivered the hit on Elijah Hicks. And I think they blew that whistle a little early, because I didn't see his momentum stop at all.
Let's listen.
There was a whistle, but he kept turning those legs.
Now the Vikings send in an extra blocker. There's Dalvin Cook out of the 10. Kyle Hinton, number 68, is in. The fullback, Ham. They send in the tight end, Munt. And the play is blown dead as the Vikings called a timeout. Turn earlier. Stop shy of the 30-yard line. Well, Monday is the special Martin Luther King Jr. Day edition of college basketball on Fox. Beginning with a classic Big East rivalry, Georgetown and Villanova. And then top-ranked Purdue, they will take on Michigan State. That's Kirk Cousins' alma mater. It all tips off at 11:30 Eastern only on Fox. There's Cousins checking out the last series. Tim Boyle in at quarterback for the Bears.
Hey, come on!
Boyle started 3 games for the Detroit Lions last season. He fires downfield, and the pass intended for Chase Claypool. It's broken up. Boyle out of Eastern Kentucky, spent some time at the University of Connecticut prior to that. Started 3 games for the Lions last year, all on the road. And he gets an opportunity here. Nathan Peterman started the game for Chicago. There's Peterman.
And this is no surprise. Spoke to Matt Eberflus. He said that he wanted to get all the guys some reps. He wants to evaluate everyone. Not only is Nathan Peterman not out, excuse me, he's not in there. You have a couple offensive linemen that aren't in there as well.
Here's Montgomery. Tim Boyle has made the rounds through this division. Spent a couple of years in Green Bay. And then it was on to Detroit, now Chicago. So the only team he has not been a part of in the NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings.
Going up against them plenty of times. And Tim Boyle, he's showing what he can do. As I mentioned, in there with some of the backup offensive linemen as well. You still have your starters as the skill players. Cole Kmet's there, David Montgomery.
Boyle under pressure.
Oh, boy.
And this pass is picked off. Patrick Peterson, 34th interception of his career. Stepped out of bounds. And that ties his teammate, who's not playing today, Harrison Smith. They have the most interceptions among active players in the NFL, 34 apiece.
Katie, I'm not really sure what happened. There's clearly a breakdown in communication. This celebration's also. As I sit here trying to explain it, there is Patrick Peterson, and you're going to see the route as Chase Claypool's going. He just stops. Definitely miscommunication. Boyle thought he was going to continue running a fade route or down the field. Instead, he stops on that little comeback, and Claypool's like, I don't know what's going on. Peterson says, thank you. I'm, potentially a Hall of Famer already. You want to give me some more to pad my resume? Thanks.
So the Vikings take over at the 35-yard line, and great news for Minnesota. Dalvin Cook is back on the field. It's the 3rd catch for the fullback, C.J. Ham.
Yeah, C.J. Ham, he's not going to get too many more of those, especially next week. But the great thing is that guy right there, Dalvin Cook. He's in the game. He's over there. He's playing it. By his body language, I don't know how great he feels, but we're going to find out. I'm sure that Kevin O'Connell's going to want to give him the football and see if he can still cut, be explosive as that running back.
The hot! Where's the hot? Where's the hot? Double shot!
2nd down and 1. Here's Cook. And Cook takes it inside the 15. Down to the 11-yard line.
And there you go. The body language is fine. Dalvin Cook able to go, and he's able to just really wind his way through that defense. And look at the patience and the vision. Everything about him has been special. Ever since he's put on that purple and white for the Minnesota Vikings, he's been so good for them.
15 yards, his longest run of the day against the Bears defense that has allowed the most points in the 2nd quarter this season. Bears have lost a franchise record 9 consecutive games.
Especially in the red zone, Bears defense has not been good.
There's Cook again. He stays on his feet and then is tackled at the 9-yard line, gain of 2. As the Bears look to capitalize on, or the Vikings look to capitalize on the Bears turnover. Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings with a 13-0 lead.
There's Alan Williams, defensive coordinator. They're 29th in the NFL in opponents' red zone TD percentage. It's really because you have a lot of times where they can't stop the run. The safeties are put in this bind of playing man on a tight end, and then all of a sudden, instead of a run, it's a boot action. Their man is wide open for a touchdown.
2nd down and 7. Fake to Cook. Cousins throws near side, caught by Thielen at the 5-yard line.
Speaking of boot action, that time the Bears defense did do well, right? Kevin O'Connell, he's read the scouting report as well. Hey, they're going to play a lot of man. Let's go boot, and then let's see if we can get one of those guys open. This time the Bears held up well, bringing up this 3rd down.
Cousins perfect on 3rd downs today. He's 11 of 13, 170 yards. And the touchdown pass to Thielen. Play clock route all the way down.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Bringing him back a little bit surprised. Kirk Cousins, he actually did, like the fake hut. Usually a quarterback looks up at the play clock to make sure they have enough time to then reset and go. I thought he was going to get it on time. Not so much.
Ball spotted back at the 10-yard line.
Oh, now here could be a very interesting matchup. Hockenson down by himself, 1-on-1. See if he goes over that way.
Cousins on 3rd down to the end zone. He was behind Thielen. He was cutting the other way.
Yeah, definitely miscommunication. Thielen was breaking in. Kirk Cousins, he threw an out route. He's going to go up and then break in. Again, you see that man coverage. I don't know. You know what? I think Cousins was right on that. It was a little surprising. Thielen, he already had the outside leverage. They were playing inside on him. He could have just broke out. Could have been a nice, easy touchdown. Instead, broke in.
28-yard attempt. Greg Joseph. Kick is good. Vikings now lead 16-0. Set up by the interception by the 8-time Pro Bowler, Patrick Peterson. The Vikings defense with the celebration.
They lost 29-0. They couldn't do anything against the Patriots. Called that game, and they just came roaring back the last part of the season. There's Kevin O'Connell talking through it. Offense has looked really good. Balance has been there. Chris Reed has held his own at that offensive center position for them. Very encouraging to see.
Tim Boyle remains in at quarterback. Cole Kmet, his first catch today. Bears leading receiver. Gained 17 out to the 42-yard line of Chicago, 1st down.
That's the way to get Cole Kmet involved. Finally, we've been looking for him to see, hey, what's going on here with the offense? You got one of the better tight ends in the NFL. Haven't really utilized him just yet. That's the way to get him going. Is he now officially the leading receiver for the Bears? Yes, right? Or is he close?
And he's closing in on leading Chicago in receiving yardage as well.
Correct.
Off the fake to Montgomery.
There we go.
Kmet. Another Chicago 1st down as we check in with Shannon.
Cole Kmet told me that he really wanted to end this season on a high note, wants to go out with a big game today. I did ask him where he felt like he grew the most this season. He told me all assets of the blocking game, of course, run blocking, pass blocking, route running. But he did say communication and chemistry with Justin Fields is priority number 1 in the offseason. That's what they're going to work on moving on to next season.
Well, he's right about the blocking. He really has improved in the blocking. I really like what he's done so far. All season long watching him, he's done well.
They get it into the hands of Velus Jones. And Jones keeps going all the way to the end zone.
Oh, wow. He never stepped out of bounds.
So Velus Jones with a Bears touchdown. He was close to stepping out, but the play was not blown dead, and he takes it all the way, 42 yards.
I don't think he stepped out. Kenny, everyone assumed that he was just going to run out of bounds. Velus Jones, he stuck it out there. Now, here he comes, and Let's watch his feet. Stays in bounds. In. Man, you have both sideline officials looking right at it, and neither one of them blew the whistle. That is a great play by Velus Jones, tight-roping the sideline for that touchdown.
All scoring plays are reviewed, so Brad Allen waiting for the confirmation.
Yep, keep going. Oh, yeah, he's in bounds. He stays in bounds the whole way through. That's a touchdown. Velus Jones bringing a spark to the Bears offense. Nice job.
It has been confirmed.
What a play. That was beautiful.
The second touchdown of the season. Rookie third-round pick out of Tennessee. Here's Cairo Santos. Santos adds the extra point. There is a flag.
It'll be offsides on Patrick Peterson. He knew it too.
So the Bears are on the board. Looks like they will go for two.
Defense, number 7, came into the neutral zone prior to the snap. Chicago has elected to enforce the penalty for the 1-yard line. We will replay the try.
Bears will go for two from the 1-yard line following the penalty.
I like it, Kenny. You have nothing to lose. Go for it. See what your offense is made of. See what the O-line can do. David Montgomery's in the game. They have Boyle, who's actually going to take this rep, not Nathan Peterman.
Ball spotted at the 1-yard line.
I would love to see them do some sort of boot action to Cole Kmet.
Kmet shifts to the right side. Two tight ends on the field for Chicago.
There's the boot action, and there's Cole Kmet.
Oh. Peterson defending.
I mean, I like the design. Just you can't do it against Patrick Peterson. He's too good. Regardless, Velus Jones really bringing the heat for the Bears offense. Nice job on that run for the touchdown.
42 yards, and then the 2-point conversion. Broken up by Peterson. 6. Late second quarter in Chicago. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back onto the field. Cousins grew up in Barrington, Illinois, 40 miles northwest of Soldier Field. As a 4th and 5th grader, he played flag football for the Barrington Bears. The team was coached by his dad, Don Cousins. The assistant coach, Hall of Famer Mike Singletary, whose son Matt was a member of the team. And Cousins made sure to let us know the other day that they won the championship both years.
That's right.
He also went to school with Walter Payton's kids. He knew Leslie Frazier as well.
Grew up as a Bears fan, watching every Sunday.
Moved to Michigan with his family at the age of 13. As Cousins swings it out to Alexander Madison. But how about that? Coached as a 4th grader by the legend Mike Singletary.
Man, Mike Singletary. I used to watch highlights of him, and I wanted to be just like him. The way he would hit, he was so physical, so violent. I mean, back then, you remember those big hits, they were celebrated. You know, now those are flags in 2022 or 2023. But, man, you talk about being in good company with Kirk Cousins.
Singletary, of course, went on to the San Francisco 49ers as head coach. You know, Cousins telling us when the Vikings played the Lions earlier this season, what a second and third effort there out to the 42-yard line, a gain of 12. He said, we moved to Michigan, all my friends are Lions fans, but We were a Bears family. Continue to root for Chicago.
That's right. He actually said that he's the reason that Mike Singletary was able to get that 49ers head coaching job.
Thanks to the championship.
Coaching career was sparked by the championship.
Flag football.
Flag football. That's awesome.
Was an assistant with the Ravens and then moved on to the Niners. Cousins throws wide open. K.J. Osborne.
Nice.
Where to go to school, Jonathan?
Go you. I need him to score a touchdown, and I'll definitely bring it out. Don't worry. It's coming, Kenny. It's coming.
University of Miami. K.J. Osborne had the 66-yard reception earlier, and this time Cousins to Osborne for 30.
Speaking of Cousins, look at a nice play. Fakes that little screen, gets it over to K.J. Osborne. Nice job, Vikings offense, putting it on the Bears.
2-minute warning in Chicago. They would be in with a win and a New England loss. Both games are tied. Jets and Miami 3-3. Patriots and Bills 14 apiece. The Steelers get in with a win and losses by both the Patriots and the Dolphins. Pittsburgh tied 7-7 with Cleveland. Cook to the 25-yard line.
This has been a really good half for the Vikings. Aside from the Dalvin Cook turnover, offensively, you got everything you wanted. The running game is working. Passing game has been there with Kirk Cousins. The reads have been there. Chris Reed has allowed only one pressure from the center position. He's made the right checks and protections. This is very encouraging. You're a Vikings fan, Kevin O'Connell, going into next week.
Vikings with 278 yards of offense here in the first half. Couple of big receptions by Osborne. Here he is again. Picking up a Vikings first down. K.J. Osborne having his best season. Career high 55 receptions coming into this game and picks up 10 on this one.
Watch those big eaters up front, big purple eaters swallowing up that defensive line for the Bears. No one within 5 yards of Kirk Cousins allows him to throw a nice dime to K.J. Osborne. And I really like that. K.J. Osborne didn't just settle for going out of bounds, fights for a couple more yards.
What a luxury when your third wide receiver has 59 catches.
It's only getting better, right? 4 catches today, 113 yards. Second career 100-yard receiving game, but it's a product of Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. We have to double those guys. Oh, wait, they now want to bring in T.J. Hockenson. Great. We got to go and figure out a way to play him man. So K.J. Osborne, he's going to have those opportunities, and he's making the most of it.
New set of downs for the Vikings. They will also get the ball first following halftime. Play clock winds down. They get the snap off in time. Cousins throws. Jefferson the catch. Down to the 10-yard line. It's his third reception today, number 127 on the season. Only 5 players in NFL history have reached 130. Return the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Incredible.
Incredible indeed. And for them to even be coming out and playing, I know that DeMar has spoken with the team, and I know that's very encouraging and uplifting from what they had seen on Monday night. So
he's watching the game from his hospital room in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about that because it just brings up so many emotions, especially with my other teammates.
Second down and 4. Cousins, Jefferson, looking to get him to that 130 mark. Our associate director, Caden Pfeiffer, was a member of the Syracuse University football team a decade ago. The head trainer was Denny Kellington, now with the Buffalo Bills, and it was Kellington who saved DeMar Hamlin's life on Monday when he administered CPR on the field. So, what a job by Kellington, who was at Syracuse and then moved on to the Buffalo Bills.
Not all heroes wear capes. Went out there, saved a man's life. And that's why I said it brings too many emotions for me, because imagine you spend more time with your teammates. These are your brothers than your family during the season. And to watch him literally die on the field before being resuscitated, that is traumatic.
Watching the game today, he's been active on social media over the last 24 hours.
Yes.
First and goal for the Vikings from from the Bears 6. Here's Cook. Cook takes it down just inside the 5-yard line.
No timeouts for the Bears. They were hoping to hold the Minnesota Vikings, have some time to try and work their offense in a 2-minute drill. There's Matt Eberflus. He's looking on now as the Vikings seem content to be down here, not use their timeouts. And frankly, they don't need to. They're on the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal. World is their oyster.
Well, now they'll take one.
He's just regrouping.
Give themselves some extra time if they don't score on this next play. They have the opportunity for the 2-for-1. Score here and then get the ball first in the 3rd quarter. Big first half, Jonathan, for Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins has been sensational, sitting in the pocket, finding K.J. Osborne for that 66-yard reception. Still finding K.J., been spreading the wealth, also to Thielen for that touchdown pass. And, of course, T.J. Hawkinson, the Pro Bowler. And I really like what Kirk Cousins told us about when I asked him, well, what are you looking to do and improve for this week? And he said, it's really the mental part of my game. The physical will come with it, but I want to be mentally sharp today, getting ready for next week. And he has certainly been sharp.
Starts the first Bears game 17 for 17, 16 of 19 today. And a big hit and tackle made by Joe Thomas on Dalvin Cook.
My word, let's hear that one again. That is what I'm talking about. Okay, Joe Thomas coming unblocked.
Vikings use their final timeout.
There's Dalvin Cook. He's looking like, man, you kidding me? Where did he come from? Wasn't expecting that.
Great work by K-Mac, Kevin McClaskey, and Chip Weaver, our audio experts, bringing you the sounds from Soldier Field.
Well, we heard that one. That was a big boy hit. I like it.
Vikings out of timeouts, 10th play of the drive. From the 6-yard line, 3rd and goal. Cousins looking end zone, throws it underneath. Cook makes the catch. Now they'll have to scramble to get the field goal unit on the field with time winding down.
And they're scrambling indeed.
Down to 5 seconds. Now 3. They get the snap away.
Wow.
And the kick is good.
Signal is good.
They just got it off.
Man, was the offensive line set?
Not sure if it was one of the kicking balls. They tried to throw the kicking ball. I saw another ball come out onto the field.
And then they threw it right back off the field.
Right before the snap. During the scramble.
I can't tell you if they were actually set for a period before kicking. And it's really weird. Everyone is going into the locker room, yet the officials are still, I don't know if they're huddling because they're not really talking right now. They're just there.
Well, Brad Allen communicating with the folks in the league office in New York.
I wonder what they are trying to communicate, because if you're trying to throw a penalty because they weren't set, or were there too many players on the field from either side? We still haven't seen a flag thrown yet, by the way, Kenny. So
right. They rule.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 45. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's Joe Thomas. It's the first Chicago penalty today.
Joe Thomas is leading with his helmet and hits Nick Mullins right in the helmet. That is 100% going to get called every time.
Nick Mullins, who has started 17 games in his NFL career, 16 with San Francisco, 1 with Cleveland last season. Came into the game last week, completed all 4 of his pass attempts.
Come on now.
Another flag.
Come on now, Ken.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's on the right tackle, Udo.
Still moving the ball effectively. And you mentioned some of the backups. The Bears have a lot of their starters defensively still in the game. They already had started without 2 of their 2 starting corners. Outside of that, though, you got some guys that are playing well.
First down at 15, the fake to Ty Chandler. And now Mullins going deep. He was looking for K.J. Osborne. And the pass was broken up by Brisker.
And that ball needs to be up and over. Here's the matchup with Jaquan Brisker. He's timing that up. That ball needs to be up and over, kind of lead K.J. Osborne into the end zone as opposed to throwing right at him. If you do that, that's a touchdown. K.J. Osborne had Jaquan Brisker beat, but nice job, Jaquan Brisker, making up for it, timing up that ball and getting the pass breakup.
First incompletion for Mullins had been 5 for 5. Mullins takes it inside the 30-yard line on second down with 1 minute to go, third quarter from Soldier Field in Chicago. Playoff-bound Vikings leading the Bears by 10.
You got the 3rd and long. Irv Smith Jr. is in the game. There's Matt Eberflus. Hoping they can get a stop in. I like what they've done. They're playing hard. They haven't stopped them many times, but they sure are playing hard. I'll give them that.
Third down at 13. Mullins sets up the screen. Irv Smith makes the catch, but he goes nowhere. Justin Jones, the tackle. Line, here's Herbert. Out across the 30. Gain of 6. When you look ahead to the next season from the Bears' perspective, they're guaranteed a top 4 pick, perhaps number 1.
Yeah.
The most projected salary cap space. They have what they feel is a franchise quarterback in Justin Fields, and the best run game in the NFL this season, thanks in large part to Fields and David Montgomery as well.
Right, and you have to look at where you need to build, and if you're going to start anywhere, I'm going to start at the wide receiver position. If I'm going to build around a franchise quarterback, I need to give him some guys to throw to.
On second down, Herbert picks up a first down. Finally forced out of bounds at the 43. Gain of 12. Justin Fields, Jonathan, in his second season, over 1,000 yards on the ground. We saw him last week in Detroit. Had 105 in the first quarter against the Lions.
Yeah, Justin Fields was Mr. Everything for their offense, and you see him, he was hurt today, not able to play, but the last 11 games, 63% completion percentage. What I really like looking at is that he was starting to knock this down. Those turnovers and interceptions, you start knocking that down, you're going to find yourself in many games the opportunity to win.
Peterman marked out at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, so going back to Justin Fields, give him some wide receivers. Let's see if he can be that franchise quarterback, throw to the wide receivers. You got a really good tight end in Cole Kmet already. And then you have to start figuring out how you're going to beef up that defensive line. And you really need a legitimate pass rusher, a natural pass rusher. Last in the league in sacks by the defense. They have to find a way to generate a pass rush without blitzing 5 or 6 guys.
On the toss, it's Herbert. And he is stopped in his tracks by the former Chicago Bear, Khyiris Tonga.
Khyiris Tonga, talk about getting off the block. Bam! Right on your TV screen. That is a nice job.
3rd down and 9 coming up for Chicago. So the Bills now lead the Patriots by 11. Pittsburgh winning 20-7.
And the Jets and Dolphins are
tied. So if the Jets win that game, you could be looking at the Steelers heading to the postseason. They need a win and losses by New England and Miami.
Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Patriots trail by 11 in the 3rd quarter. And the Steelers early in the 4th, leading by 13.
Steelers are the equivalent of the Packers and the Lions to the AFC. No one thought that they would find their way in this scenario, and it looks like it just may play out for them, where they win this game and see themselves next week going to whoever they're going to play, most likely Buffalo.
There's Herbert, spins, down at the 38. So the Jets and Dolphins tied at 6 with 11 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Houston leading Indianapolis 24-21. So a Houston win and a Bears loss, and Chicago would own the 1st overall draft pick. Puck out of bounds. So with 11.5 remaining here, Vikings get the ball back, leading the Bears.
And do it. And it's always been the motto of bend, don't break. They make it close, keep it close in the game, find a way to win it at the end. You're going to find yourself in that situation in the playoffs.
Now, we talked about the importance of finishing as high as possible. Number 2 seed would get you 2 home games as long as you win next week.
Offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Vikings at home this season, record of 8-1. Their only loss came at the hands of the Dallas Cowboys.
That's why it was so important for Kevin O'Connell to let everyone know, including the players, on Monday, the mindset was, you're going to play today. All starters, you are playing today. I want to find a way to win this game. We're not going to mail it in. And because of that, if you go and have 2 games there, who do you want going up there? I mentioned San Francisco. Outside of that, the other teams, I don't see them just going in and walking in and beating them.
Catch is made, taken out to the 27-yard line by Jalen Naylor. Here's a list of the first-year head coaches to take their club to the Super Bowl. The last, Jim Caldwell back in 2009. Who did they run into again, Jonathan?
The New Orleans Saints. Who dat? 2009 Super Bowl champions. Won that in Miami in February 2010. That was a great year, man. It was a great year. My daughter was born November 2009. It was magical. Could not have written that story any better.
Winner of the ring here in the broadcast booth today.
You know it. You know it.
2nd down and 1. Wangwu puts up a Vikings 1st down. Record in 1-score games. We mentioned the 11-0 this season. Only 6-8 last year. They made the coaching change, and Kevin O'Connell is a brilliant football mind.
He's been around some really good coaches.
Right, as a player with New England, so he's in meeting rooms with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Went on to coach in a number of organizations, offensive coordinator with the Rams under Sean McVay. They won a Super Bowl last year, and now he has his team in 1st place and heading to the postseason. We head for a game break after the catch by Rager. Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. So the Bills were up 21-17 when Josh Allen rolls to his right, throws this one at John Brown, who hauls it in for the 42-yard score. Bills leading 28-17. Okay.
All right, thanks, Carissa. We mentioned the 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns by Nyheim Hines, 11th player in history with 2 in one game, including Devin Hester of the Bears, your former teammate at the U.
180!
Hall of Fame finalist. His pass is picked off. Greg Stroman takes it back close to midfield.
What a fantastic play by Stroman. Just sitting there in cover 2, reads the eyes of Mullins, and look how he goes up for that catch. All hands. Nice job, Stroman, turning the table.
Second career pick. Harrison Smith tweaked his knee on Friday, so the Vikings certainly hope to have him in the lineup next weekend. If they finish in the 3 spot, they would face the Giants. Vikings beat the Giants 2 weeks ago on a 61-yard field goal by Greg Joseph. But if Arizona beats San Francisco, the Vikings hang on, then Minnesota would move up to 2. We're down in 5. And the Bears convert. Claypool with the reception.
I got to give credit to Nathan. Nathan Peterman throws an absolute rocket right there to Chase Claypool. And you don't think much of it, but that was a really good-looking pass to convert that first down. Those out routes, if you don't have enough zip on it and those corners undercut, that can be an interception or a pass breakup, and he put just enough on that football to get the completion.
Again! 319!
From the 39, it's Montgomery, and he's back for a loss in the backfield. William Kwenku makes the stop.
William Kwenku is going to shoot the gap. And what I've noticed, the Vikings linebackers and defensive line, they've been really aggressive in shooting the gaps. And I'm assuming it's been talked about by Ed Donatel, defensive coordinator, that they need to be more aggressive attacking the line of scrimmage to stop the run. And you're seeing it happen. Every last one of these linebackers has done it today against the running backs.
Second down and 12, pass short. Peterman looking for Preston Ebner.
He's up to 3rd and long, and you're going to see some of the backups now coming in. This is their backup speed package for the Vikings. I'd love to see Cole Kmet. They've been really trying to utilize him. I'd love to see him get some more opportunities. They just put him in motion, make sure that he's not going to have press man.
Oh, pass incomplete. Peterman looking for Pettis.
And Theo Jackson really broke up well on that football. Actually might have been friendly fire. Him and Chandon Sullivan hitting each other. That was, they would get off, but that was a great break on the football. There's Chandon Sullivan knocking that out. And then Theo Jackson actually hits Chandon Sullivan. Now Chandon's back on the ground.
Sullivan shaken up. 7:18 remaining in the 4th. With the Vikings leading the Bears by 13. Medical staff tending to Sullivan. Back in a moment. 8, they've won their last 4. Seahawks and the Rams. Seattle needs a win and a loss by Green Bay. And the Detroit Lions, who started the season 1-6, need a win and a Seahawks loss. What a day.
Indeed.
They're down at 8. Catch made by Naylor. And he will pick up the Vikings' first down in Bears territory with under 7 minutes on the clock.
And no matter how it plays out, whoever gets that 7th seed, you just love to see teams start to figure it out. Young guys start to figure it out. Remember how much talk there was about Aaron Rodgers, he has no wide receivers. He looks old. He should retire, blah, 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 blah. All he did was rally that team. You got Christian Watson, who's awesome at the receiver position, a rookie, and now they find themselves in a winning scenario. Seattle, same thing. You can't do anything without Russell Wilson, blah, blah, blah. Pro Bowl and Geno Smith also find themselves possible in the playoff picture.
Penalty flags on first down.
False start. Offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I know you're ready to hand out some awards to the NFC North.
Yeah, the first one was obvious, right? Justin Jefferson, I mean, you got to be an idiot to try to think anybody else was the offensive MVP. Jair Alexander, I like the way he has come on. And what I really like is his personality. Those corners, you need a big personality and a short memory, and he has done that all season long. And then Christian Watson just mentioned how he was written off early on. He's done a tremendous job. And, of course, Aiden Hutchinson, he had more INTs than most DBs this year with 3 on top of the sacks and playing the run.
Incredible. Catch made by Naylor. Time for a game break. Carissa.
Thank you so much, Kenny. Letting you guys know what's coming up next. Dak Prescott getting warmed up. It's America's Game of the Week. He's going to be taking on Sam Howell, making his first career start. The 5th-round rookie. Remember, Dallas still has a shot at the division title and that #1 seed with the win.
All right, thanks, Carissa. There's Chandler. Minnesota first down as we check out the scores in the AFC. New England trailing by 5. Pittsburgh winning by 6. Dolphins and Jets still tied. And the Colts have taken the lead over the Houston Texans. So if Houston loses that game,
that's right,
they would have the #1 pick.
That's correct.
And not the Bears.
45! Sit hard! 180! 27 hard!
From the 31-yard line on first down, it's Wangwu down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Timeout taken by the Bears. Their 3rd. With the regular season coming to an end today, the NFL playoffs are upon us. Super Wild Card Weekend presented by Verizon. 12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, multiple networks. One epic weekend. The road to Super Bowl 57 starts here. Stay tuned after the games today for the announcement of the full schedule for Super Wild Card Weekend. The #1 seed in each conference will not play next weekend. They will receive byes.
Yeah, and congratulations to the Jaguars. How could I forget? Talk about teams that got hot late in the season. They were left for dead, and all of a sudden they find themselves AFC South champions. Congratulations.
Catch made by Irv Smith. Again, for Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings, a win and a 49ers loss. And they would finish with the #2 seed, San Francisco, in action later today, hosting Arizona. You're right. We watched that game last night. Doug Peterson and the Jaguars getting it done.
Tremendous job. And what I really liked about the game, it wasn't reliant on Trevor Lawrence. Defense stepped up. They made plays. That's how they got the last touchdown to take the lead and win the game. That's good football, especially late in the season.
Wangwu stopped short. So this Bears defense able to make the play on 3rd down, led by Joe Thomas.
He was in there. Justin Jones was in there. Again, these are starters still playing. Travis Gibson still out there. I like seeing that. They're going to finish the season through. Offense is going to stay out. Nick Mullins, see what happens if they want to do a hard count or really try and go for it.
180! What is it, hot? Hey, Oscar! Oscar! Hey, oh!
And now O'Connell will call timeout. Trying to draw the Bears offside. We heard the Oscar call. Wonder what that means.
I have no clue. Oh, I do know now. Oscar acting. Aha, there we go. You get an Oscar for acting.
And eventually a timeout.
Yeah. But Oscar doesn't mean timeout, Kenny.
No.
Just leave it at the acting part, right? It took me a little while to figure that one out, all right? It's my education there kicking in.
You figured one out earlier this season with Marcus Mariota.
Oh, yeah, that was too easy. But
Colts now lead the Texans by 7. Here's Greg Joseph, 41-yard field goal attempt. From the left hand.
I would love to see how they're going to figure out, we gotta blow out the Vikings. Let's just be honest. Right? We don't want to be in a close game with the Vikings on the road. They're going to figure out how to win. That's what data has told us, history of this season has said. So I would love to see how aggressive the Giants are in that game where it's frankly a feast or famine, right? We try to blow them out, or we go out getting blown out trying to blow them out.
I think I understood what you just said.
Yeah. Let me try that one more time.
And of course, it would not be the Giants and Vikings if Arizona beats San Francisco.
Yeah,
but if it is, it would be 2 first-year head coaches. And what a job Brian Daboll has done. He was the offensive coordinator in Buffalo last season, and not a lot of people had the Giants making it to the postseason this year. They've won 9 games.
He was by far the coolest coach we met with. Called one of their games this year.
The tie game.
Watched their practice, the tie game against the Commanders, and he gets it, right? He brings in Wink Martindale. He knows that defense is going to be very aggressive. Going back to my feast or famine comments, you're either going to get a lot of interceptions and sacks, or you're going to give up some big plays, right? And he understands that, so he calls the offense accordingly. They run the ball, they protect the football, which is very important.
We've been very impressed with both Brian Daboll and Kevin O'Connell.
Yes.
In the meetings we've had with both first-year head coaches this season. They have done a tremendous job with their respective franchises. State Farm Game Break is coming up next. Jets in Miami still tied at 6 with 3 minutes remaining. Potential bonus coverage. That game. Tim Boyle back at quarterback for Chicago. Boyle throws on first down.
Oh, nice play.
Dropped. Pettis with Metellus defending.
Yeah, Metellus actually goes and strips that ball out as soon as Pettis caught it. I don't think Pettis anticipated Metellus going and reaching for the football the way he did. That was a nice pass breakup.
Metellus has been in the news the last couple of weeks with blocked punts.
Yeah, watch this.
Back-to-back games, and now this pass breakup.
Goes right after the football. And you see Pettis, he's shocked. He couldn't believe it. Very heads-up play.
From the 24-yard line on second down, pass incomplete. Looking Pettis' way once again, with Duke Shelley defending. Pittsburgh has gone up by 12 points over Cleveland, and it's Buffalo by 12 over New England. I saw a note today, it's the first time Bill Belichick has been in a win-and-in situation in the final game of the regular season in his career.
I would have. Actually, you know what? Now it doesn't surprise me because you had Brady for all of those years. You had phenomenal defenses.
So in most cases they clinched prior to the final weekend.
Yeah.
So New England in a win and in, trailing by 12. Buffalo going for their 13th win.
How about this team, Pittsburgh Steelers?
Steelers leading 28-14. So if the Steelers win, New England loses. And that's the situation right now with time remaining. It will come down to the Jets-Miami game. They are tied at 6 at the 2-minute warning.
Kenny Pickett orchestrating that drive against the Ravens, put him in this position, 8-8. Going against a good Cleveland team, and they're winning that game.
Boyle on 4th down, and Shelley.
We called it.
Comes up with the interception. Pass intended for Claypool. It was 4th down, so that's the equivalent of a punt. But a nice play made by Shelley comes up with the pick.
Yeah, we said Shelley's going to have opportunities to make a play. Very emotional for Shelley, having been released by the Bears. He almost had an interception early on, and now he finally gets to capitalize on it. What a way to seal off this victory for the Vikings. He's going up against Chase Claypool. And then now he just starts tracking the football. Really good job going up and getting it like a wide receiver as opposed to trying to play through Chase Claypool. You know he's going to frame that football. He's been wanting that one all day long.
First career interception. Chandler out to the 40 as we approach 3 minutes remaining, and Shelley congratulated on the sideline.
And that's what I love. Everyone is so happy for him. You see everyone coming to congratulate him, the backups, the starters, everyone is there for him, knowing how emotional it is. A moment, as you said, first interception against a team that released him. You can't write that script any better.
So Shelley going up and down the sideline, following his first career pick. 2nd down and 6. Here's Chandler. And we congratulate our tremendous crew on a terrific 2022 season, led by our producer, Fran Morrison, director Brian Lilly, our associate director, Caden Pfeiffer, broadcast associates, Cody Novak and Jack Siccato, our technical director, Jared Legrani, technical producer, Sid Drexler, K-Mac, Kevin McCloskey in audio, Ben Bowman, Dave Corris here in the booth, Mike Stevepak crunching the numbers. And we'll mention the rest. Thanks to our terrific camera operators, Win Bernfeld, Dave Hockmeyer, Mike Spoley, Mike V, Ben Nelson in graphics, Don Shea Brown, Steve Malone, Mike Wilson, Mark Laufer in video. Our engineers, Nick Marcinkowski, Levi Orsinger, Chip Weaver in audio. Our operations manager, Noah Hanstedt. And guys who drive the truck from location to location each and every week, Al Androzik and John Moore. We have the opportunity to do this 18 straight weekends. Our 3rd season together. It's been so much fun.
Really
Can't wait
has.
for kickoff weekend 2023.
You and me both, Kenny. It really has. This season literally flew by. We had so many good games, so many great matchups. How many overtimes did we go? 1-score games. I mean, it was
3 overtimes. We had the unbelievable ending in Las Vegas, Raiders and Patriots. And when you look at where the Patriots are now,
that game.
That play could have sealed their fate. Well, we mentioned the Vikings have not punted today. They lined up to punt. Ryan Wright, the punter, has already thrown 2 passes this season. What do they have in store here?
Absolutely nothing.
All the way down.
Absolutely nothing.
So they still have not punted today.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Bingo right there.
Now they will. We think.
We think, yes. So I wonder if Kevin O'Connell realizes they haven't punted and he's not wanting to. You see him, he's got this internal debate going right now, like, ooh, I don't want to do it. Should I do it?
Ryan Wright was a high school quarterback. He's 1 for 2 this season throwing the football.
He's like, I really don't want to do it. Look, if they want, you could throw it out here. No one's covering him.
Oh. So it took 59 minutes, 5 seconds for the Vikings to punt today. Here's Pettis. And he's tackled at the 24-yard line. So the Vikings special teams celebrates.
They finally got to cover a punt.
Right. Indianapolis leading 31-24. Houston has the football with a minute 19 remaining.
Houston's in the red zone, though, Kenny.
We'll see the score.
Yeah.
Upper left-hand corner. State Farm game break coming up next. So the Minnesota Vikings will end their regular season with a record of 13-4, while the Bears will lose a franchise record 14th consecutive game, their 10th in a row, as Tim Boyle takes a knee to end the season for Chicago, while the Vikings are headed to a game next week. We head to Miami for the conclusion of the Dolphins and Jets.
Out of the hold of Morstead. On the way, down the middle, with distance. Dolphins take the lead with 18 seconds.
Great stuff. It's all the mechanics, right? Snap, hold, everything perfect there.